Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. This specific video is going to be for the ladies, okay? And um, as you know, a lot of women, they go into relationships kind of unconsciously, right? Some of them might have an abusive past, and so they don't know any better. They don't know what they deserve. They don't know their worth. They don't know their value, right? And so because of that, they end up falling or attracting a person that's kind of like the abuser, right? Whether it's their mom or their dad. And so, of course, this can be extremely problematic, right? Because they will, in most cases, attract, I would say, the same, a different face, right? To their abuser in comparison to their abuser, right? So their abusers might have been their mom or their dad, right? And so they might attract a different face, right? When it comes to their boyfriends, their husbands. But this abuser will have the exact same traits, characteristics. They will act almost exactly as their mom and dad, okay? And so so yes, and the spiritual side of it, right, is also very tricky. A lot of people don't even think about the spiritual side, right? But in psychology, of course, we tend to attract the ones that, unconsciously, of course, right? It happens unconsciously. We attract people that remind us of our parents, okay? And these people, they usually they're almost the same, right? Almost exactly the same. And why do we do this? To win the love that we never won from our parents, right? So we feel like we never got the love from our parents, right? So we try to get that love from our romantic partner. But in reality, it doesn't work this way. We often end up with, coming into a new relationship with wounds, right? And we end up in another toxic situation. Okay, so really, the answer to your, if you keep on attracting, a different face, but the same treatment, basically, okay? You have to do some self-work. You have to do some inner work, right? And that means working on the relationship with yourself. I know a lot of women, and men too, of course, right? But this video is more for women, although guys can take a lot of this video too, because there will be a lot of similarities too, okay? But anyways, I know a lot of women that have been hurt in the past. They have codependency issues, okay? And that's because the narcissist makes you, if you've had a narcissistic parent that raised you, they make you become codependent. They don't want you to be independent, so they'll do everything in their power to kind of like clip your wings, right? And so you end up in relationships with often, with people who are abusive, right? They're toxic, but you still stay anyways, right? Until, of course, you learn your self-value, you learn your self-worth, until you finally begin to love yourself, okay? Love yourself enough to walk away from that toxic relationship, right? Because, of course, guys, we learn through pain, right? And so that's what pain teaches us, is to, we can, it's like when you're in pain, right? You can only take it for so long until you have finally had enough, right? And so that's exactly what's going to happen in a toxic relationship, right? Anyways, but here, guys, once again, if you've never experienced a healthy relationship, right, you don't know what a healthy relationship feels like and should be like, so. And yes, also, right, just also, once again, I want to add that no relationship is perfect also, okay? So even in good relationships, right, in healthy relationships, you will still sometimes not like specific things about a certain person, okay? So really, relationship is all about learning and growing and developing, right? Developing as a person, as a human being, right? So you can get better and stronger and yeah. And so back to a healthy relationship versus an unhealthy relationship, right? When it comes to an unhealthy relationship, right? More often than not, in terms of if you want to discuss spirituality, right? There's a reason why you attract a certain type of an individual, okay? Especially if you're a being of God, a being of light, right? A light worker, okay? Because they're usually after that specific spirit is after your light, okay? They want your energy. For the most part, it's all about that energy, okay? And so what happens with a person that's indecent, right? Whether it's a girl or guy, is that they can often get possessed, okay? So basically what you end up doing is you end up with a Jezebel spirit, okay? Or a person that has a really bad spirit, okay? So the trick, the number one thing that you should look out for, a red flag, is if you're looking into their eyes and all you see is like emptiness, all you see is anger, all you see is like hatred, So the eyes are the window to our souls, truly, guys, okay? So this is like your number one thing that you should look out for, okay? So if the person that you're about to date or you're dating has a lot of anger, jealousy, resentment, and just hatred in their eyes, then I would really steer clear of that person, okay? So the eyes are the windows to your soul, and it is very true, okay? I've been on dates, guys, where the guy would just, he would look at me with literal hatred, and I was wondering, at that point I wasn't as aware. I was becoming more aware already, right? But I wasn't as aware, and I was thinking, like, it's so strange, like, why would he invite me on a date, when he looks like he hates me. But it's actually, it's the demons in them that hate you, okay? As crazy as this sounds, it's the demons, it's the bad spirits that have often taken over them, So you're on a date with a vessel who has been taken over by that bad spirit, by that demon, Sometimes it's possession, sometimes it's just attachments, like dark attachments, So, but yeah, so really, look into the eyes of a person. That's number one, okay? So anyway, so more often than not, you will be dating this Jezebel spirit, okay? And you won't even know it, okay? It will seem like a regular person, right? Maybe with some issues, right? And yeah, they have a lot of issues, that's for sure, okay? And these issues will be very apparent to you when you start getting to know them, okay? So anyways, here in this video, I want to tell you about, a good relationship, right? What one person will do who has a Jezebel spirit, who is a bad guy, right? Let's label them a bad guy. And versus another guy or a healthy relationship who is a good guy, okay? So I've experienced both, guys, okay? Just because you're wounded doesn't necessarily mean that you will always attract an unhealthy or a completely unhealthy person who is like possessed or has dark attachments. Basically a very low vibrational being, right? It doesn't always mean that, guys, okay? In most cases it will. But if you yourself are vibrating at a high frequency, right, or a fairly high one, then you're more likely to meet that match that is good for you, okay? So even if you are wounded, even if you are still unhealed, okay? Because you guys can really definitely help one another, okay? In my situations, and both times, right, 2 out of 3 times, I had, and the one in the middle, so the one in the middle was healthy, right? It was a healthy relationship, or a relatively healthy one, okay? Especially in comparison to the other two. And the first one and the third one, right, they were definitely Jezebels, okay? I've met them at a pretty low point in my life, okay? So watch your energy also when you're meeting someone. Don't go into a relationship when you're feeling low, because the bad spirits are more likely to get attracted to you. They know that you're not feeling so great maybe, but they're they're going to try to take advantage, basically. They're going to try to get in, you know. So try to be careful with that, right? I already mentioned this in one of my videos, but yeah, I will say it again because it is important. Try to go into a relationship or, you know, try to be aware when you're meeting a particular person, okay? So if you're not feeling so great and you've met a person, right, then make sure that you really be careful, okay? And so, okay, so here's number one, right? I will give you 6 different points, okay? So the first point is, the good guy, right, the healthy guy, he will tell you the truth, okay? And the truth means he will tell you the truth in most situations, okay? He's probably not going to lie to you. He's not going to necessarily tell you exactly what you want to hear, but it will be the truth, okay? Because the devil is a liar, right? And so the Jezebels will lie, okay? You know, so one guy will give you the truths even if you don't like them, okay? So if you ask him, am I fat, baby, you know, he'll say, yeah, kind of, you know, he'll try, maybe he'll be a bit diplomatic about it depending on his personality, right? But in most cases, he will give you the honest truth, no matter how ugly, okay? So he's not looking to necessarily people please, okay? He's not looking to please you. He knows the truth is better than the lies, okay? So the other guy will of course tell you beautiful lies. He will butter you up, he will love bomb you right in the beginning. He will just tell you everything that you want to hear. You will feel like you've met your, you know, soulmate. So be careful there, okay? If someone is just being too smooth and just telling you everything that you want to hear, be careful with that, okay? In most cases, guys who don't value themselves, who have low self-esteem, right, who are afraid to be alone, they will lie to you because they just don't want to lose you. They basically grab a hold of anything that they can get their hands on, you know. It doesn't matter what the woman is like they'll create an image of you that they want you to be like, you know. So try to try to be careful there, okay? If someone is too smooth, then you should have your red flag should be up, basically, okay? Or it should be an indication of a red flag, okay? So another one is the first guy, right, the good guy, will be your best friend, okay? So he will tell you everything. He will be very honest. In most cases, he will show you his phone, you know, and you guys will really, like, you'll be able to share things with one another. You'll be able to have these chats, right, about life, about, you know, things on a deeper level, basically, okay? So when I was with my first ex, we were best friends, you know. I really did love him so much, and he was my best friend, you know, and really I didn't need anyone else. I didn't even need girlfriends, to be honest with you guys, because I felt like I felt safe with him. I felt like I could share things with him and I didn't feel judged, you know, and we always had a lot of things to talk about, you know. So yeah, and I knew he had my back, you know, because he stood up for me a couple of times, you know. So they will stand up for you, okay? On the other hand, the bad guy, right, with the bad guy, he's going to be your enemy in spirit, remember that, okay? So he's probably going to trash talk you behind your back. He's going to talk bad about you guys. My other exes, guys, I found emails that were so disgusting that were about me. And I was just like, it was towards the end of the relationship, but I was just shocked, you know. And then my best friend, right, the guy who was my best friend, he also even told me about what the third guy said about me to everyone else behind my back. And I was just completely shocked, and I asked him, like, does that sound like me? And we just both laughed. Nah. He's like, nah, you know. And it's true, it didn't sound like me. It wasn't because it wasn't me. I never did that. I would never do that, basically. But the guy said that I did, just to boost his self-esteem, just to boost his ego, just so he's seen in a certain light, you know. So they will most likely, guys, be like your enemies, basically, okay? You'll be sleeping with an enemy, okay? They'll talk bad about you. They will not be on your team, basically. They will not be on your side, okay? So third point, right, the good guy. He might still be a little bit competitive with you, okay? That's, I think, human nature, and especially maybe for men, right? but he will want you to succeed. He wants to see you happy. He wants you to succeed because he's a team player. You're on his team, right? So if you succeed, you guys both succeed, right? So you guys like kind of become one flesh truly with a good person, you know. They're going to be there for you. They're going to have your back, you know. They're going to try to push you to succeed too. They're going to support you, whether emotionally, physically, I don't know, in any way, you know. But the other person, right, the guy who is the Jezebel or the bad guy, right, he will be competitive and jealous. So he will do anything to dim your light, basically. So if you tell him good things that are happening to you, you know, I remember just a lot of good things in modeling were happening to me when I was modeling, right? And so he was really not, he wasn't happy about that. He just kept on just thinking about himself and saying, well, you always do this and this and that, like I want to do that too, or I want to do something similar, like, you know, or like, how come you always get these opportunities, you know? So he's not going to be like, good job, you know, you're doing amazing, I'm so happy for you, babe, you know. So he's not gonna say that. He's going to like secretly hate on you and be jealous of you, basically. Again, that's terrible, guys, right? It's like, I don't understand, I never understood that, you know. So anyway, so number 4, right, is the good guy will praise you and give you honest compliments, okay? So he's going to be honest, okay? He's not going to give you bullshit compliments that don't mean anything just to butter you up and get into your pants or whatever, right? Or to just like benefit from you in one way or another, right? He's going to praise you when you deserve the praise, you know. So if you're doing well, if you, like, for example, when I did well, you know, at some point me and my best friend X, right, we had to work on a project, right? And so he was like, and I did a lot of research, right? And he was like, wow, you know, you're so resourceful, like how did you find this information? I looked for it, you know, like you know, you're very like, you know, your research skills are superb, you know. So he was like, he told me this, right? And that made me feel just so good, you know. And I remember this, and I was like, wow, you know, this feels so amazing, you know, when someone like kind of tells you the good qualities about yourself or praises those good qualities about yourself, you know. So the good guy will do that, okay? The bad guy, on the other hand, right, will put you down. He'll tell you untruths about yourself. He'll try to put you down because deep down he's afraid of losing you, okay? So he's extremely insecure, so he doesn't want you to leave him, okay? So he's going to try to put you down. He'll do anything in his power, you know, to put you down. The comments will more likely come from like be about your looks, you know, your qualities, like inner qualities, right? So he's going to try to do everything in his power to tear down your self-esteem, basically, okay? So you don't leave him. That's his, you know, that's his fears that you are going to leave him, right? And my ex used to always ask me like, why are you with me, you know? Are you going to leave me? You know, why are you with me? They always question that because they're so insecure and they have such low self-esteem that they don't even understand why you're with them, you know? He also asked me like this question, like, why am I going to find another, you know, if you ever leave me? And I thought it was so strange to ask that, you know. And I was like, well, of course you will, you know. You know, you're handsome and you know. So you might not have told them anything negative about them, right? But they would just constantly try to tear you down. Maybe mention things that are untruths, like your wrinkles or something, right? When you have none, or I don't know, just a lot of different things that are, you know, just they're going to want, they're going to try to if you're one way, they're going to mention that they like something else, you know. So it's never going to be just you and accepting you as you are, you know. So they're always going to try to change you, okay? Okay, guys, so I'm back after some interruptions. Anyway, so the good guy, right, is going to he's going to display you, okay guys, because he is so proud of being with you, and he's so proud of having you on his team. So he's not going to hide you. He's not going to hide you on Facebook. He's not going to hide you, your status. He's going to yell it from the rooftop that you're his and you're with him, okay? He's going to even maybe, you know, I know that might seem like he's idolizing you, but really sometimes it's not, you know. So he's going to like display pictures of you, maybe even frame it, you know, you know, and in his room, right, or something. Or he might like he might have a screen, like a phone screen of you on his phone, okay? Mine did, and it made me feel so good. I was like, wow, this is like, I feel so special, you know. He makes you feel special. He makes you feel seen, you know. So he's really, you're going to be his queen. You're going to be his princess, right? And not in like a spoiled, bratty way, you know, but he's going to treat you really well, and he's going to, because he has self-respect for himself, he's going to also expect this treatment back, okay? So it goes both ways, okay? And then the other guy will hide your relationship. He's going to hide your relationship status. You're going to feel like he's living a double life. You know, you're going to feel like he might not invite you to parties that he's invited to. So he's going to lead a double life for the most part, okay? And narcissists, psychopaths, they do this, okay? They're not going to like display, they're not going to display you, they're not going to, you're going to be uncertain, like you're going to be asking him like, why didn't you change your Facebook status or something yet, you know, why does it seem like you're still single, you know? So he's not going to be like, he's not going to be shouting from the rooftops that you're his or you with him, okay? He's going to be on the down low about it. He's gonna, like I said, he's going to pretend like he's still single, okay? So that's the crappy part, and it's gonna make you feel so terrible, like you're not even there, basically, okay? So and that's the reason being is because they're not loyal, you know. Jezebel spirits, they're very sexual, they're very promiscuous, they're going to go out, get laid, you know, they might have like all these one-night stands behind your back that you won't even know about, you know. So be careful, don't catch any freaking, you know, don't catch anything from them, because you're putting yourself in danger when you're getting into a relationship with a bad guy or a guy like this, okay? So really, you should definitely be careful, okay? Because it's not just, of course, it's spiritual, right? When he's going to be sucking you dry, sucking your energy, he's going to take everything that he can get from you, okay? And also he's going to leave you feeling extremely bad about yourself and your relationship, and where you guys stand together with him, you know. So yeah, anyways, and last but not least, guys, right, is that the good guy, right, he's not going to allow you to be disrespectful towards him. And the reason being is, and he's going to put you in your place, or he's going to call you out, right? So if you're going to say something that doesn't make sense, he's going to challenge you, okay? He views you as an equal, okay? And so in his eyes, you're his partner, you're his equal, okay? And so he chose you for a reason. He chose to be with you for a reason. So in the beginning, he's not going to be overly focused on your body or what you have to, what kind of goodies you have to offer, right? He's going to be fixated on your traits, on your inner traits, like, and he's also going to compliment them, you know. So mine was very interested in the things that I was doing, like the businesses that I was starting and things like that, you know. So he was like, wow, this is really impressive. I've never met a girl like that, you know. So he was like, he will tell you about it. It will be very obvious that he's not focused on your body, okay? He's going to be, his comments are going to be more in alignment with what the things that you're doing, your inner traits, okay? While the other person, and also, right, he's not going to allow you to disrespect him, okay? So if you do try to disrespect him, he's going to be like, okay, bye, you know? Or he's going to be like, hey, like, that's not cool. You shouldn't be treating me this way. So this guy will have boundaries, you know? He's not going to, like, just you know, and that's beautiful. You should look for a guy who has boundaries, okay? It's boundaries are very important, okay? It shows that the person respects themselves, and he's going to respect himself, okay, for the most part. Guys, just a side note, the good guy might still have some insecurities, and that's okay, especially if he's younger, okay? So depending on his age, right, depending on where he's at in his journey, right, he might still have a lot of insecurities, okay? So so he's not going to be perfect, okay? None of us are perfect, right? So we're still like, sometimes it's a life learning process, right? Whereas you're working on certain traits, right? Or certain dark sides or shadow sides of yourself, okay? So that's fine, that's normal, okay? Just keep that in mind. Anyway, so about the bad guy, right? He will take disrespect and be disrespectful back, okay? So he's most likely going to be very disrespectful towards you, towards other people, you know? At first, he might talk bad about some female figures in his life or his ex-girlfriend, so that's another red flag. He might trash his ex-girlfriends, he might trash his mom. He's going to display a hatred for females in the beginning almost, okay? So just look out for those red flags too, okay? A guy who is a good guy who likes females, he's not going to trash talk them, okay? So just pay attention to that too, okay? So yeah, he might also take disrespect, okay? You might disrespect him in some way, and he's going to let it like roll over, you know? He's not gonna like call you out on it, okay? Because this guy, he doesn't have a good relationship with himself, so he doesn't really respect himself. In turn, he cannot respect females that are with him, okay? So and to end this video, guys, okay, I hope this helps. To end this video, right, I'm gonna end it with oh my god, I just forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, anyway, so oh yes, so be careful, don't dive into a relationship with anyone, you know? Be careful, make sure you get to know someone first. Become more emotionally in tune with yourself, you know? Embrace that emotional sensitivity, okay? And then you're going to be able to feel out another person right before anything even begins. This way you can already almost automatically just say no to someone, okay? I've gotten to this point where yes, I can do this, and this is beautiful. I can see someone's energy, I can just say, okay, that this person is not for me, you know? And also, of course, you know, then second thing is look into their eyes. If you can't sense their energy, look into their eyes. Do they have kind eyes? Do they have, you know, my best friend had just the most amazing eyes in the world, okay? It's like you could see the entire earth there, you know, this very colorful earth with like beautiful azul oceans, right? And it was just, his eyes were beautiful, right? So his soul was beautiful, and it became apparent as our relationship unfolded, you know? So yeah, in most cases, a good relationship is going to make you feel good about yourself, about everything, okay? It's going to improve you, improve your behavior, it's going to develop you, it's going to make you want to do more things in life, it's going to leave you with a lot of energy, okay? It's going to be more or less a give and take, okay? And that's how a healthy and a good relationship should be like, okay? I'm really glad that I got to experience this in my life, you know? Hopefully I'll experience it again, you know? So we'll see what comes my way. I'm hopeful, and you know, and yeah, just work on yourself, develop a beautiful relationship with yourself first, and then you'll attract someone who's like this too, okay? I think the wrong people will just automatically count themselves out because they're going to feel and they're going to see that they're not even on your level, okay? So they're going to be like threatened by that and even intimidated, right? So it's good because your self-love will naturally repel a lot of bad guys, okay? Although, of course, there are some exceptions sometimes too, right? So, yeah. Anyways, I hope this helps, guys, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and much love to you guys, okay?